I want to bring up my best buddy here. I got a couple best buddies, but this is he's my brother.
Your better buddy.
Yeah, he's my better buddy. He's my higher self. David and yeah, get David, man. David has put a lot of his life on hold to travel with me and experience building tribe, and him and his partner, Lisa, they're an amazing, loving couple, and they run this place. David's the Bullion manager. She runs the fine jewelry. They're very, very dear friends that I met through Veronica. And I was speaking in Mesa, Arizona, and what really impressed me about these guys is I've went and spoke to different crowds in different places, and you know, people go, "Oh man, that was awesome," and then I never hear from them, and I always felt disconnected. I didn't like speaking and then not having tribe, like the connection of tribe, because that's really what matters to me. And Lisa and Veronica came out to Mesa, and then the next day they drove 3 hours back or whatever, however far it is, a couple hours out of their way just to come see me for a couple hours and spend some time, and I was really honored by that. And we began a friendship, and this guy is there with me a lot of the time we're out traveling, and I want to share him with you for a bit. But also, one of the values I want to bring is, we've talked about marketing, we've talked about power couples, we talked about some of the science. I want to talk about some financial success and the frequency and vibration of precious metals, how that's a stable currency. I'm not going to get into it because I don't know a lot about it, but I've listened to this guy, I've learned a lot from him. You've got that here in the store, but why don't you share with us a little bit from your heart and a little bit about this place and about what you're doing.
I appreciate that. Thank you so much for being such a leader.
I appreciate you.
Brett's a very, very special man. He's done a lot for me. He's done a lot for people here. What he's created is giving me friendships that I really yearned for years. And just to give you a little bit of that, my beginning here at Galina's was interesting. I get very emotional talking about it. I was withering away from Lyme disease, and I was 110 pounds. And that woman threw a bed back in the store and nursed me back to health. I couldn't work. I wasn't sexy anymore. She didn't care that I was younger. Yeah. Well, yeah. I was younger. I had a shaved head. I couldn't work. She was a professional, beautiful woman. She didn't care. It was all about connection. All right, so I'm going to talk to you about money. Money is not always fiat currency, okay? It's social influence. And I can't imagine that a woman that beautiful could, actually go out of her way to be with someone like me in that state, because I look like powder. Honestly, I thought the only woman that would want to be with me is the people who really liked aliens in Sedona, because I look like a gray, So, and I can make jokes about it now, but it's still a touchy subject. But social influence is money. And, Brett's been very, very pivotal on letting me know how to tap into that. So Wevo is a beautiful, beautiful thing because it connects individuals and it teaches them how to do it properly. Just from the members from Wevo locally, they've actually referred over $150,000 of business to us here, which is not a small amount. And we're just beginning. That's social influence. Okay, that's a real form of money right there. If you learn how to tap into that, it doesn't matter if you're sick. It doesn't matter if you don't have money to create a project. It doesn't matter if you're not driving a hot car, or what are those things that that Webster's dictionary calls popularity? It's popularity project. Yeah, that's what people think that money is, or for what they want. So when we talk about currencies, develop your insight from within, and it goes out and it spreads to you. So he's taught me how to refer business to you guys. Okay, I can help, and none of this is a sales pitch at all. I'm here to help you genuinely, and I can be a trusted advisor. And I do precious metals. We have jewelry. Everything here is a luxury. Okay, but when you buy enough precious metals from me, or don't need any more diamond rings, what's going to keep you coming back to the store and checking in on me and helping me out, or thinking of me when you might need something in the future? It's my relationship with you guys. Okay, it's what I give back to you. It's my connection, reaching out, seeing how I can authentically help you out, and reciprocating that energy. And Brett's helped me develop my social influence, and I can honestly say that most people in this room are a friend, at very least, or a great friend. and I'm looking forward to being friends with all of you too. So we're a collaborative jewelry store. We do business differently. We actually care about you. So, and we've been here, and it's it's not a very abundant area, and I'm sure that many of us have made a lot of money in the past. But I will be honest with you, I don't think that a whole lot of us are really rolling like we used to. Okay, even though we're getting smarter and doing things differently, we're not always 100% rolling or getting ahead of the curve to live that personal legend or dream that we've always sought after, and some of us have here. Okay, the reason why I say most of us is because of statistic, and I think that we're learning how to do business differently and create microeconomy. And just from most of the people here in the Verde Valley, we've exchanged, I don't know, $500,000 plus between members, if that or more, within a short period of time. Okay, but statistically, the velocity of the dollar is less than it was in the Great Depression. And so let's talk about money a little bit. Let's let me bring this out. What's this called?
Dollar bill.
Okay. All right. It's called fiat currency. Okay. How many of you are beginning to feel more and more secure with this lately? Okay. It's true. Ever since the Fed took over, I think we've lost over 95% of the value of the dollar. Many of us don't know that. So that now we're working harder in order to do less than we used to. I can't drink as much wine anymore. My dollar doesn't buy me that much wine anymore. And that hurts me. Okay? It really does. But this is a scary thing. And every single form of fiat currency has collapsed eventually. So I'm going to pass that around. Okay, so we know that's a form of currency. What's this called? Let me get a better one. What's this called? Okay, that's bullion. And this is called quasi money. Okay, why is it called quasi money?
Because you can't spend it to get groceries.
Well, you can, because I actually trade every time I go out of state. People want to trade products or services for bullion sometimes, and sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I give a dollar amount, and then we go based on that on their wholesale or their retail.
You traded copper for wine.
I traded copper for wine today. Okay, with Lucas from Javelina Elite. So that's called quasi money, and it's something that's different from this. Okay, so just so you guys are familiar with all this stuff. So this is what we all think that we want, and gold and silver are actual real money historically, and everything else has been credit because there's nothing backing this up. This is called honest money because you actually have to dig it out of the ground first and process it before you can actually give it out and distribute it. So there's labor, there's effort, there's accounting to be taken held, there's purity ratios in here, there's weights that go in here to make it what it is. Okay, and that measurement, all that effort goes into building security in this, which is also manipulated, by the way. Okay, so everything's manipulated, which is going back to tribe. Okay, so this is really important stuff. And can anyone tell me what this was worth an ounce in 1970? That's a better guess. $3.70. That's $3. Yeah, 1970, an ounce of silver was worth $3. Can anyone tell me what an ounce of silver was 10 years later? $50. Okay, that's like a 1,500% add-on to what the original price was. That's a lot. So seriously, if you were to buy silver at $3 and you put 15 grand into it, you probably could be able to buy a house in a decade later. I mean, that makes sense to me to do that. But you buy this for protection first. You buy it for an investment second, and you buy it because it's smart. Because you don't want 100% of your assets in fiat currency. If you do, and there's a bubble, or there's an economic issue, or there's some crazy thing that happened with manipulation or hacking, you want something to back it up. Because like what happened with Russia with the ruble, when we did the sanctions, their dollar was worth 50% of what it was with just a short amount of time. And were the banks there for them? The banks actually structured it so you couldn't really benefit from that. You could only pull X amount at a time. We just saw. Who was it? It's not Panama, one of these other countries. Argentina. Yeah, Venezuela, martial law, right? Okay, their currency collapsing. But this stuff is actually understood internationally and historically from the beginning of time. or not the beginning, it's on the beginning of real exchange, okay? So going back to exchange, we'll go back to this in a second. What's this called? This is called proto-money, okay? This is what the ancients used to actually trade when they didn't have cash on hand, which looked like this. That's Dionysus, that's an ancient coin. So this is probably, I don't have this graded, so I don't know the exact date, but it's probably before Christ, okay? So if you didn't have this, you had this. This is labor. And these are ancient pieces. This is Persian and this is Egyptian. This might be 2,000 years old plus. I think it's 300 AD to 2000 BC, but I'll pass these around for you and just so you can take a look. But this is called quasi-money, all right? So if the economic situation turns bad and you don't have cash anymore, the banks are only letting you take $250 out of a day and there's a line out the wall and then creating all these crazy rules, what are you going to resort to? You have what's understood right here, okay? How many of you know that this could seriously excel to over $500 an ounce in the future?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, do you know why?
Inflation.
Inflation. Okay, we have all kinds of things economically that can happen from that, but it's actually rarer than you would think. Out of the 45 billion ounces that we've ever mined in history, estimated to ever be mined, there's less than 1 billion left.
Oh, really?
So we've destroyed over 95% of the silver in the world.
Dang.
Through the industrial sector, we're not getting it back. That's interesting, right?
Yeah.
It's scary considering that silver is pretty irreplaceable in a lot of areas, and that's why it's called, it has an inelastic property to it, which means that if silver went to $500 an ounce or $150 an ounce, the industrial sector will still need to buy it, okay, because they rely on the properties of this. And that makes it super, super valuable.
Electronics and stuff.
The electronics, medical industry. We're talking about mild silver protein. Silver can kill in test tube, like, you know, I think almost everything, even in Ebola, within 6 minutes in vitro. And so now we're finding out applications to use this better, like mild silver protein, angstrom-sized particles. We use it for burns now. So if people are burns and they get infections, you can put silver applications on it that actually help people heal. We use it in glass, we use it in x-rays, we use it just to hold value. Okay. I sold a lot of gold yesterday, so I don't have a lot of gold to show you, but this is okay, yeah. Lisa's got some precious metals, and she's got some cool precious metals actually. So silver with the ancients, so we talked about ancients a little bit, it's called the lunar metal. Okay, and gold is the solar metal. And if you ever seen an ancient symbol called the circumpound with the dot in the middle, that's the sign for the sun. It's also a sign for gold. It's an esoteric symbol that has been very revered, and it also is like almost like a sign of creation. And so gold right here is a very masculine metal. And I will give a ½ ounce of silver to anyone who could tell me what are the 5 precious metals.
Gold, silver, copper, tin, and lead.
No.
No.
All right. Well, we all like gold and silver, right? We all want gold and silver. Who wants gold and silver? Okay. Why do you want it?
Because apparently it's real money.
Okay. It's historically, and you know we don't use it, but it's
Right.
historically
Yeah.
something that could be real money. It could be a lot of different things for you. It could be an answer for you.
Platinum. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're getting it, Lisa. So no one got that right. If you say an order, I'll give you this ½ ounce.
I don't remember what the 5th one is. I can tell you 4, but not.
Oh, you're looking it up. That's okay. What is it? What's that? I know. All right.
No, you did not say that. Gold, platinum, rhodium, and silver.
Okay. Yeah, you got it, man. So gold, silver,
That's 4.
platinum, palladium, and rhodium. And one person in this room actually owns all of that. Rhodium is extremely rare. There's only, I think, 2% of the 2%. It's the second rarest metal, I think, ever. And there's no rhodium mines at all. It's a byproduct of platinum, and 80% of it comes from South Africa. 90% of the palladium comes from Russia. Go figure that. And they're a PGM, which is a platinum metal group, all right? So it's a really, really big buyer's market for platinum right now. And palladium, rhodium, considering it used to be $10,000 an ounce. and now it's only 1,000. Interesting, right? Manipulation or reasons or technologies that actually make accessibility better. So Damien, I'm gonna give this to you, man. No, okay, so maybe we'll do another one, all right? So now we have 5 precious metals. They're all valuable. Some of them are very involved in the industrial sector. Some of them only have specific application, like palladium for the industrial sector. And if you can hear about things and you know where the market's going, you would know that within the next 10 or 15 years, the automobile industry looks like it's going to explode with population growth. Okay, and that is interesting because you need palladium for automobiles. So unless the technology changes, that looks like an investment, considering it's 30 times rarer than platinum, might be something you want to hold on to, maybe. Okay, but like I said, you buy for protection first, all right? Then you buy for investments, and then you buy for fun. 10 to 15% of all investments advisors generally say that you should have hard assets, and this is called a hard asset because you get to hold it in your hand. So this is Palisa, so please get us back to where this is a lunar dragon from Pant, precision art metal and prestige. This is a very, very solid product that's known internationally with a theme. And this is serialized, it's IRA approved, it's London Bullion Market Association approved. And these things make a difference when you're buying and selling. Okay, so this is something that will rotate around. So gold's interesting, and I find it to be, has some of the greatest properties into it because there's very little, you can generally say there's almost no real interest in using gold for anything else than storing value, even though we can for electronics and small things. But it's interesting enough that anyone will go throughout history, people will dig through the mountains, go through the ground, start wars just to get their hands on that. So gold has an interesting property. They say it almost has a love frequency to it, vibrates at a specific frequency. But what makes it interesting to me from a property standpoint is that it's valued at what it is. Okay, you just take it out of the ground and just leave it as what it is, and it has so much power and momentum just in that state, that raw state. All we do is refine it and put some art on it, really. But we typically don't use it for any industrial application. We just let it store consolidated value in one solid spot. So that's what makes gold interesting to me. But where am I going to go with this to tie it back? We need each other. Okay, precious metals is just one thing that I offer. This is not a sell. I would rather be a friend and a trusted advisor to you. And we're actually all here coming together because...
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Talk about the difference between the bullion that you can, that's collectible versus non.
I already got that covered, thank you. Yeah, it's in my pocket, good looking though. We need each other is what I was going to. Okay, so what is Wevo? Wevo believes that technology is advancing very, very fast. Okay, and for people who don't have the resources or the knowledge to move with the times are going to get left behind. Okay, Brad's talking about artificial intelligence. That's a real deal. Have you gone to Chase Bank right here? All the tellers got replaced by 4 automatic machines, and there's a line of people that are mad at that because they want face-to-face interaction. Okay, face-to-face interaction is what develops a relationship. The connection and what we do to help people connect is telling you how to develop social influence, and that's really all about being there for someone else. Okay, because like I said, if you have enough of my gold and silver, what's going to make me important to you now? It's my connection with you and how I take care of you. Guys, you got to listen to that. Okay, because if the dollar does collapse, and right now I think we're running that 100% of the money the U.S. government's making is owed. What does that say? Are people going to want what you need? How are we going to come together?
Now, tell me if this is, because we've studied a lot of this and because we used to have no portion. Tell me if this is a conversation for David. I cannot get the concept of the gold is tied to a fiat currency, so the value of the gold goes to a fiat currency that's going to go away. I don't, you know what, it's like.
Are you asking if the fiat currency gets in trouble, how's gold going to protect you?
No.
Okay.
How's gold going to value? If we're valuing
That's
right
crazy. There's different models for that, and we need to see. This is what makes it so scary because even though it's a good idea and historically for time, everyone, I believe in precious metals. I have them. I sell them, and I got in this industry because I saw where the world was going. Okay, but there's all kinds of different models, and you got to understand, guys, that everything's manipulated. Stock prices manipulated. Did you see what happened with the mortgage prices? I was one of those people who lost a big old house with my ex-girlfriend, and all of a sudden we had a $7,000 mortgage because we took a second on it, and is that house there anymore? that we had checks and balance systems to protect us from that kind of activity happening to the U.S. population. It was almost whatever it is. I'm not going to get into it. The thing is, this is not a scare tactic. This is a collaboration tactic. So gold and silver, according to some experts, and silver trends, a lot of these precious metals trend one metal or another. They can see it hit $10,000 an ounce if the economic situation goes crazy. It's possible, okay? And let's just say that you don't sell it then, but maybe you hold on to it, use other things. It can help you rebuild. There's a lot of variables that we don't have the answers for, but if you're left with just cash, and that cash,
Yes.
and you have $100,000 in the bank, and then all of a sudden it's worth $50,000 or $40,000, okay, that's scary. So you want protection and diversity in your assets, because this could be help hedge against that, or it can hyper accelerate on wealth when your dollar's dropping, and it can help you rebound. And it's just one thing, but really it's all about each other and how we interact with each other. Okay, are we on a time frame, Brett?
No, you're good.
Okay. So we're going to talk about what Lisa was mentioning about collectible numismatics versus straight bullion, and give you a little education on that, so to help you maybe make the right decision. So I found that people go to, almost everyone wants to buy gold and silver bullion, but they don't. And the reasons why are this, and there's good reasons why people don't buy from anyone who's selling anything, and that's they don't trust the sales rep, they don't value the product, or it's a technical question. Okay, so if you don't, and I found that the gold and silver business is a trust-based business. So if you don't trust the person you're going to, you're not going to go. If you don't have anyone in mind, you're not going to go to them. Most people don't know what they're supposed to buy or how to get a good deal. So developing that is really, really important. You want someone to have your back and rally, because there's some really kind of shady people in the industry too. So we're going to talk about straight bullion, and I'll take about maybe 5 minutes left, and then I'll kind of wrap it up. And then this is private mint, this is government issue. Okay, there's a big difference between these two. This product right here will only be attached to the market. It'll have its premium that'll be bought and sold right next to the spot price, and then it will only be based on that. So let's just say that theoretically market dropped really low right now and spot's $20, and for the next 5 years it actually went down to 15. You're never going to get your value back on that. You have to wait a period of time that covers your premium so you can get your investment back for it, which it likely will. Okay, this coin is way more expensive. So this is like anywhere from $250 to $350. This is an expensive bar. It's a special bar, so it's usually a little bit more. You could get bullions usually sometimes as low as $1.50 over spot an ounce, all right? But this is like $15 over spot. Why would you get this over that? Even though I'm paying $30 and spot's 20, this coin right here can retail within the next 10 years to $300. Spot's never gone that price, and this is a coin that they only have 2 to 10,000 in the world minted every year with a different theme. So that makes you think that, hey, if I just spent $10,000 in a coin that had a historical buy-sell ratio to it, okay, because a lot of them flop, and theoretically they will fail you. You want something with a historical record of being able to deliver on a collectible aspect, okay, because then you can put it on eBay, and you could actually get money for it and break it down. But this coins that are 6 to 8 years old on this series have gone to $300 retail. My dealers will literally buy the 2008 version of this coin for $160 for me. Okay, spot's never gone anything close to that. So there's a lot of little things that we can learn. I'm happy to help you. Okay, but the thing is this, is that I don't want you to see that. Here you go, pass it down. That's a coin from Rwanda. Okay, out of all places. Rarity speaks, right? Okay, the point is that we need each other to come and collaborate. Okay, I sell this. I have things to offer, but I'm genuinely interested in you, and that's what makes Bullion different. Okay, I want to know what you do so I can pass the ball. Brett literally passed over a fortune just on word of mouth referral. 90% of peer-to-peer recommendation is trusted. Okay, so if you guys can learn how to do this and to collaborate, to actually fall through with people, develop social influence with each other, you'll get 5 people. Just start with 5 people. Get 5 people to rally behind you, to know what you do, to learn how to promote you, because you can do the same for them. All right, they'll buy, sell, and trade. I think I've worked Weevo better than anybody has. And I've had a fortunate situation that's allowed me more freedom than most people. But I took Brett's lead, and I'm not even doing 100% of the process, but yet about $150,000 has been referred over here, and I think that we're just starting. Okay, he's helped me develop from the inside out. So when we come together as a family, make a friend, develop that in the soul family, collaborate, okay? Come together on a tribe, because honestly, I make money not because it means a lot to me. Everything that I sell is a form of wealth or luxury, because I like wealth and luxury. I like expensive wines and I like nice things. But really, the most important thing for me is caring about people and having friends and having fun. And that's what I want Galena to do. I wanted to provide the freedom that I could have my personal legend, go travel, meet other individuals, and refer them back to each other. And a lot of people are afraid to say that. And Brett told me many businesses, not most, but many, are slaves to their workplace. They don't have the time to leave. They can't take a breath. They're all 100% their effort, and they don't have anyone having their back. And to me, that's not a way to live anymore. I want to live in my creative sides. I want to have friends. I want to have people that have my back. I want social influence. I want to be able to take my business with me wherever I go and be able to buy, sell, trade, and create abundance. And I don't want to be the person that looks like the man. I want to be the man. And I want to be the man to help you out. And I want that to reciprocate back. You know, I want to help you get your dreams, and Brett and I are working very hard to do that. So I highly encourage you to take the cards of the people here, to connect with them, set up a one-on-one meeting. Okay, Brett talks about this. The one-on-one meeting through Evo creates so much loyalty. Sit down and meet under the umbrella of collaborative effort and friendship. And we have a model for that. That's how you better your business. It seems like it's a long way, but it's not. Okay, everyone who's been excited about Wevo, and I'll be honest, I'm not excited. I'm obsessed with Wevo and what it's done. And I'm not getting paid to say that, okay? But if you can just listen to what we've actually done and created on the model and connect with your family here, you'll find that you're going to get a lot more business. You'll get a lot more benefit and happiness out of your friendships. You'll find people who actually know who you are. And that's what life's really about. Because remember, we don't come out of the womb wanting 100 grand. That's all society telling us that we need this. Okay, we come out wanting to belong. Belonging, attainment, happiness, and inner peace. Okay, that's we will be high. Okay, and I think I'm about done here. Unless anyone has any questions for Q&A. Okay.
Great job, David.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
absolutely.
I've known David for over a year, and he's been my investment guy for Bullion. And I believe in trust but verify. So he sold me some Bullion. I took it down to Phoenix and had somebody else look at it. His price is 10% less than theirs. So while I'm not going to recommend you have to work with him, I would choose to work with someone who is of our tribe, who's going to give you a good price, and who is going to take care of you and find out what it is that you need in your investment strategy and sell you things that follow that model. So he's the guy for that.
Thank you. I will say that through Evo, I've met Lisa. She's a valuable friend to me. And I look forward to you being able to open that door up with her and the other people here too. Let's see, where are we at on time?
I've got your bonus slide, and then we're done, and we're going to hang out, drink some wine. We've got like 7 bottles back there, so that should be enough to get us started.
Can I just give one shout out to an individual? I'm about done here, and I know time's important because we're going to go network. You guys are going to get to know each other, and then we're going to go to Three Kings Cast Bar. Look behind you in the room, and look at that gentleman right there with the sexy hair. Okay. His name is Damien, and he's a special man, and I highly encourage you to go shake his hand and ask him what he does and what he's about. All right, I'm turning the floor over to Brett, who's a personal hero of mine, and I'll let him reconnect with you before we leave. Okay, thank you guys so much.